Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
The excitement surrounding the Fantastic Four. First Steps has been steadily building, and with each passing day, the anticipation intensifies as Marvel Studios prepares to reintroduce one of its most iconic superhero teams to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This isn't just another reboot or reimagining. It's the first time the Fantastic Four will be integrated into the MCU's interconnected narrative, and fans have high hopes for how these characters will be portrayed and what new dynamics they'll bring to the sprawling universe of heroes. The team, which consists of Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm, has a long and complex history in Marvel Comics, and the film is expected to honor that legacy while also forging a fresh path that aligns with the MCU's overarching tone and style. Early updates about the film suggest a different take on the origin story, still grounded in science and exploration, but with a modern twist that connects more deeply with the current state of the MCU's multiverse saga. One of the most intriguing elements of the Fantastic Four. First Steps is how it will place the superhero team within the existing timeline of the MCU. The title itself hints at an origin or at least a foundational tale, suggesting that this movie is going to be less about jumping straight into galactic battles and more about establishing the team's roots, emotional bonds, and purpose. There's an emphasis on the word first, indicating this could very well be a beginning not only for the characters, but for a new thematic chapter within Marvel storytelling. Some internal speculation points to the team being displaced from time, possibly originating from a bygone era, and finding themselves in the present day, which would open the door to interesting culture clash moments and deeper emotional challenges as they adjust to a world far different from their own. Casting has been a significant point of conversation among fans and insiders alike. Marvel has reportedly been highly selective in choosing the actors for these roles, aiming for performers who not only fit the characters physically, but can also bring the emotional depth needed to ground a story that leans heavily on family and personal sacrifice. Reed Richards, better known as Mr. Fantastic, is traditionally portrayed as a brilliant but emotionally distant scientist whose intelligence often puts him at odds with his humanity. Finding an actor who can convey both his genius and his internal conflict has been a top priority, and early reports suggest that Marvel has found someone who fits the bill with a strong balance of charisma and intellect. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is more than just a love interest. She's the emotional core of the team and a formidable hero in her own right. Her dynamic with both Reed and Johnny adds layers to the family element that will be central to the story. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, is expected to bring a youthful energy and flair to the film. He's the kind of character who often acts first and thinks later, and his fiery powers are a reflection of his impulsive personality. Marvel seems to be aiming for a balance of humor and heart with Johnny, ensuring he isn't just comic relief, but also someone who undergoes real growth as the story unfolds. Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing, is one of the most tragic yet lovable characters in Marvel's pantheon. His transformation into a rock-like creature comes with deep emotional consequences, and the film is likely to explore how this affects his sense of self and his relationship with the rest of the team. The bond between Ben and Reed, often portrayed as one of long-standing friendship complicated by unintended consequences, is expected to be a major narrative thread. Beyond the core four, there's considerable curiosity about the supporting characters and possible cameos. Given that this film marks the Fantastic Four's formal entry into the MCU, it's plausible that other characters from across the Marvel Universe will make appearances, helping to weave the team into the broader tapestry of the franchise. Names like Doctor Doom have naturally come up, though Marvel appears to be playing the long game with his introduction. While some fans might expect Doom to be the central antagonist, there are indications that the studio might hold off on fully unleashing him until a later installment, instead focusing on a more nuanced or obscure villain in First Steps, perhaps one tied to the team's cosmic origins or the Negative Zone. The creative team behind the film is another reason for optimism. Marvel has reportedly enlisted a director with a strong track record in both character-driven storytelling and large-scale spectacle. The studio seems intent on ensuring that the Fantastic Four First Steps doesn't fall into the trap of being a generic superhero movie, but instead feels personal, innovative, and emotionally resonant. The screenplay is said to focus not only on the action and high-concept science fiction, but also on the complex interpersonal dynamics that define the team. Marvel is also leaning into the idea of the Fantastic Four as explorers rather than conventional superheroes, which opens up possibilities for unique visual storytelling and world-building. Visually, the film is expected to blend retro-futuristic elements with contemporary design. This aesthetic choice could reflect the idea that the Fantastic Four hail from a different time or are influenced by old-school scientific optimism. Their costumes, gadgets, and headquarters may all carry a distinctive style that sets them apart from the other heroes in the MCU. The Baxter Building, traditionally their base of operations, is likely to be introduced in a big way, potentially as a nexus of scientific advancement that plays a significant role in future Marvel stories. It may even tie into the larger multiversal threads currently being explored in other films, serving as a hub for interdimensional travel or experimentation. Tonally, the Fantastic Four. First Steps is being crafted as a blend of heartfelt drama, family dynamics, and cosmic adventure. The emotional stakes are expected to be high, particularly as the team grapples with the consequences of their transformations and the burden of their responsibilities. Unlike other Marvel teams formed by circumstance or government initiative, the Fantastic Four are, at their core, a family. That foundation allows for a deeper exploration of themes like loyalty, sacrifice, identity, and forgiveness. Marvel appears to be treating this not just as a superhero film, but as a human story set against a backdrop of otherworldly phenomena. Though we see integration of the Fantastic Four into the larger MCU raises questions about potential future crossovers and alliances. With the multiverse now a prominent part of the MCU's storyline, there's the potential for the team to interact with variants of themselves or encounter other multiversal figures like Kang the Conqueror or even the X-Men. Marvel may also use First Steps as a platform to tease connections to larger cosmic threats, possibly even hinting at Galactus, a villain long speculated to be the next Thanos-level threat. While he may not appear directly in this film, the seeds could certainly be planted, giving fans something to speculate about in future installments. The dynamic between Reed and Sue is particularly important, as it will serve as an emotional anchor for the audience. Their relationship, often strained by Reed's obsession with his work and Sue's desire for stability, can provide a compelling counterpoint to the more action-oriented moments of the film. Marvel is reportedly investing significant time into developing their arc carefully, allowing for moments of genuine intimacy and conflict. Meanwhile, the sibling bond between Sue and Johnny could provide a mixture of levity and sincerity, especially as Johnny struggles to find his place within a team that often views him as reckless. Ben Grimm's arc is also expected to be especially poignant. His transformation is not only physical but deeply psychological. As he adjusts to life as the Thing, his journey will likely touch on themes of acceptance and self-worth. He may serve as a metaphor for those who feel out of place or burdened by circumstances beyond their control. His relationship with the rest of the team, particularly his loyalty to Reed and his mentorship-like bond with Johnny, will be key in humanizing his character and making his struggles resonate with viewers. Another unique aspect of the Fantastic Four First Steps is its potential to explore scientific wonder and exploration in a way that distinguishes it from the more militaristic or mystical tones of other MCU properties. Reed Richards is not a soldier or a god. He's a scientist with an insatiable curiosity. That lens opens up storytelling opportunities that are more philosophical and awe-inspiring, touching on questions about the nature of the universe, humanity's place in it, and the ethics of discovery. Sue, as both a scientist and a mother figure, may act as a bridge between Reed's abstract intellect and the human consequences of their actions. In terms of pacing and structure, the film is expected to take a more gradual approach to building the team's identity. Rather than starting the movie with the characters already established in their roles, the story will likely track their evolution, from a group of individuals thrust into extraordinary circumstances to a unified force with a shared mission. That growth, both in terms of powers and personality, is crucial to making the audience care about their journey. By the end of the film, the Fantastic Four should feel not just like superheroes, but like a family that has earned its place in the MCU.